Welcome to the Butler Beat. I'm Emma Edick.
And I'm Morgan Legal. The month of February is full of holidays, philanthropic events, performances, and other causes for celebration.
The Diversity Center hosts events throughout the semester that brings together students from different organizations. Last night, they hosted their 4th annual Mardi Gras celebration. Whitney Simmons has more.
The sound of jazz music and smell of Cajun food filled the dining room hall of Roscoe last night. The event was the 4th annual celebration of Mardi Gras that was sponsored by student organizations in the Diversity Center.
So there are 7 organizations that are housed within the Diversity Center, and each one of us got put in charge of some aspect of something. So there were people in charge of decorations, in charge of music.
People were able to try food from yachts, create masks, and listen to some jazz music. Students came to the event for a variety of reasons.
Exchange student from England, and I know it's a really big thing in America, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun.
I guess the king's bread.
I want the beads.
For the beads, baby!
Instead of having traditional Mardi Gras floats, each organization created Mardi Gras murals depicting the celebration. Guests were given the opportunity to vote on which ones were their favorites by using their votes.
So coming to the event, you go into your phone. I believe that it picks up whoever's in the area, and you get an email saying, hey, vote on what poster you deem fittable. Actually, if you do not vote, you're not able to eat.
The event was not just about celebrating Mardi Gras, but also used to teach students a little bit about New Orleans.
We use Mardi Gras, this experience, to actually teach students about different aspects of New Orleans, especially after Katrina. Today, our message is actually the preservation of culture within New Orleans after Katrina. So this is a great moment for education as well as enlightenment as well.
For the Butler Beat, I'm Whitney Simmons.
The Indiana Gamma chapter of Pi Beta Phi is donating the money that they raised at their Valentine's Day philanthropy event last week. I visited their event to see what was going on. The first ever Hugs and Kisses with Pi Phi Misses raised over $750, all being donated to the sorority's National Friendship Fund, which is a primary fund to the sisterhood. The sorority raised more money for the cause than they ever have in the past. Junior Mo Simmons said it was nice to see so many people come out to support the cause.
It's really good to have a good turnout like this, in my opinion, personally. I'm actually very close to a lot of members of the Pi Phi sorority.
In order to raise this money, the girls sold red velvet cake balls, chocolate-covered strawberries, cookies, and hot chocolate. Simmons says that while the treats were sweet, the cause was sweeter.
My favorite part of the event, honestly, is not just getting the food, but like getting to see everybody here supporting the cause for literacy.
Read, Lead, Achieve is the national reading initiative and philanthropy for the sorority. Pi Phi's Vice President of Philanthropy, Abby DeSano, says the philanthropy aims towards a more literate future.
Philanthropy is for literacy, it's Read, Lead, Achieve, and it helps young children learn how to read.
According to DoSomething.org, 1 in 4 children in America grow up without learning how to read. Pi Phi's philanthropy began a Story of One campaign in 2013 to raise more awareness for the cause. For the Butler Beat, I'm Morgan Legal.
What comes to mind when you hear the word disability? Bulldogs are still reflecting on this question after Sunday's Disable the Label event. I have the details.
What can you do when your good isn't good enough, when all that you touch tumbles?
Michael Peterson's voice filled the Riley Room on Sunday afternoon to start off the event. Over 300 people came to Disable the Label to hear Peterson and 4 featured speakers. Spring Sports and Answers for Autism collaborated to bring this new event to campus. It sparked a conversation about labels and the negative stigma that surrounds the word disability. Andrew Peterson, Michael's brother, also spoke. Both brothers were born with fetal alcohol syndrome. Combined, they have won over 50 gold medals in the Special Olympics. Andrew says he doesn't want pity, but instead respect.
The respect that all people with disabilities deserve.
Students created labels and were asked to imagine the people around them as nothing more than the word on their shirt.
They're not positive ones for a reason.
Spring Sports co-chair Ryan Mumma says he believes the message got across.
I think people really get that true impact of
maybe I should rethink myself before I say these certain things, like the R word and stuff like that.
The last speaker was Parker Mantell. He gave the student address at commencement last May at Indiana University despite his stutter. He says it is important to redefine disabilities so the world is fit for everyone.
Because a world unfit for just one of us is a world unfit for all of us.
For the Butler Beat, I'm Emma Edick.
This week, Butler's theater department will open the curtains on the darkly humorous production of Carl Churchill's Mad Forest. Student director Rhett Dial says the play is unique because it pulls from Churchill's original text and combines actual historical events in Romania with fictional accounts.
It's both, anthropological, it's theatrical, it's artistic, and it's from real events in life.
Performances run through March 1st in the Lily Black Box Theater. Tickets are $5 for students with an ID and are available online or by telephone order through the box office.
The Butler Greek community is getting ready for freshman skits. This weekend, Kyle Beery caught up with the new classes.
The new members of each fraternity and sorority are getting ready to bring the wonderful world of Disney to campus Friday night with freshman skits. Each house puts together a dance and a skit competing for the top spot. Lambda Chi Alpha associate member Hayes Barnes says it's a lot of hard work.
Going pretty well. As you can tell from the dampness of my face, I'm pretty sweaty, working hard.
Barnes says the bonding experience is well worth the hard work and long, stressful nights, though.
Yeah, I'd say the last test grade I got was not what I wanted to get, but it's all for the boys, so it doesn't really matter. I think we're spending a lot more time together. I mean, it's forced family fun, but like I said, it is still fun.
Kappa Kappa Gamma pledge Rose Knight also says they're having a lot of fun, but things are starting to get a little hectic.
It's a bit of both. It's more fun than stressful though. Towards as we're getting closer to the actual day, I think it's been a little crazy.
Lambda Chi Matthew Condon says it's been fun getting to know everyone.
We've learned a lot about each other. We've learned who the great dancers are and who the bad dancers are. But we're all coming together as one, and we're all a good team.
Kappa Hattie Saylor says her leadership role in the skits has helped her get comfortable with Greek life.
Yeah, I think especially being in a leadership role with this whole thing, I've gotten to know all the girls, which has been really cool.
Yeah.
Skits are set for 7:45 at Hinkle Fieldhouse on Friday. For the Butler Beat, I'm Kyle Beery.
Butler University's Dance Marathon is this Saturday, February 21st at 10 a.m. in the HRC. Students have been raising money all semester for this event, which supports Riley Hospital for Children. The event consists of dancing, games, food, and guest speakers and goes until 10 p.m. Senior Jesse Eastman says there are a lot of students participating this year and a lot to look forward to.
We have about 300 people coming to the dance. We have lots of giveaways. You get to interact with the kids.
Last year, BUDM raised over $17,000 and hopes to raise even more this year. Registration is still available at www.rileykids.org/BUDM2015.
Sign-up and fundraising efforts for this March's Relay for Life are in full swing, and this year the event is putting on an End the Madness Bracket Challenge to help increase participation on campus. The first challenge will begin this Sunday with the team that adds the most new participants during the week of February 22nd earning a first-round bye in the bracket. Relay for Life President Dan Przybylski's mother is a two-time survivor of breast cancer, and he says that this year's event holds a special place in his heart.
Relay is really important to me to try and prevent other people from having a similar situation to me where they have to deal with either taking care of their parents or siblings. And one day, Relay's goal is to have a world where we can say that no one hears the words that you have cancer.
Relay for Life, which is sponsored by the American Cancer Society, will take place at the HRC from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. on Saturday, March 28th.
Butler University will soon see new faces in its Student Government Association. Brianna Manley has the story.
Voting for this year's Student Government Association will begin this Monday. Students are able to cast their vote with a quick click of their mouse. I talked with Butler students to find what they're looking for in a future president.
I look for somebody who is very transparent and somebody who will share a lot about what's going on within SGA as an organization.
Something I would look for in a student government president is passion, a passion for our school, a passion for change.
I'd rather have a president that gets some things done that people care about and that would actually make a big difference than having lofty goals that may not have a chance of getting done.
Butler's current SGA president is junior Chad Pingle. Pingle says throughout his presidency, he wanted to collect more student input on university projects, like the new multi-use parking garage and residence hall.
It's cool for my role to see how an idea can then be transformed into something real happening and getting students supporting behind it.
However, being the voice for all Butler students, Pingle says, can come with its challenges.
We do have to really speak and advocate on behalf of the entire student body, and to get some of those collective opinions all the time is really difficult to do.
So far, junior Caitlin Susley is the only presidential candidate to step forward in this year's election. Susley says she wants to create an open dialogue between students and the university while giving students a school to be proud of.
At the end of the day, we're all Bulldogs, and I think that is so exciting that we really emphasize that our Bulldog pride, although we may have several other commitments elsewhere, we love our university, we love Butler.
And although Pingle's year as president comes to an end, his goal remains to leave Butler a little better than when he came. For the Butler Beat, I'm Brianna Manley.
There is a new school record holder for three-pointers made in a single women's basketball game. Junior guard Blair Langlois made a Butler record 9 three-point field goals and scored 32 points in the Bulldogs' 65-56 win over Georgetown on Sunday. Langlois says her coaches and teammates deserve much of the credit for her performance.
It's through the play calls that they do, and then also without my teammates and the screens that they set. I came off a lot of doubles, so without their screens on the double screens, there's no way I would even get open to even shoot them without them. So a lot goes out to them for getting me open.
The previous record of 7 three-pointers in a game had been held by 3 different players. The Butler women's basketball team returns to Hinkle Fieldhouse this Sunday to face off against Xavier. Tip-off is set for 1 o'clock.
Many Butler students can relate to the stress of senior house hunting. However, not all students had to sign a lease quite so early in their college careers. Kaylee Ricks talked with Butler students to get their input on senior houses.
I signed my lease my first semester of my sophomore year.
There seems to be a pattern on campus when it comes to renting a senior house.
I'm a sophomore.
Yes, I'm a sophomore. Sophomore year, yeah.
Underclassmen are signing leases sooner each and every year. Student leasing agent Emily Barth says she was contacted in the middle of summer by upcoming sophomores wanting to sign for a house.
I would say it's probably not the best idea to sign before school even starts your sophomore year.
Council on Presidential Affairs, or CPA, is working with administration to inform students about signing a lease too early. Former VP of Administration Kate Carroll says they plan to start the discussion at new student orientation.
LJ is going to start talking to parents and students about how it's not like you don't have to sign your sophomore year, you can wait, and all the reasons why you should.
Current senior Zach Huston did just that, waited. As a junior, he signed his lease on May 1st and moved in 27 days later.
I didn't know who I wanted to live with at the time, and I think it's probably a good thing that I waited because it worked out well.
Huston says he and his roommates had 7 or 8 houses to choose from when their lease in AV was up. Yet even with houses being available, students are still rushing to sign a lease the minute they are considered sophomores.
Everyone else was already doing it, so I had to quick get a senior house so I wouldn't be out on the streets.
Students may study abroad, transfer, or accept internships out of state during their senior year. Carol says students should wait because of all these factors.
It's all this hysteria. People are like, oh my God, there's not going to be any houses left. And it's like, well, there's the same number of houses every year and roughly the same number of students. Like, there's going to be a spot. There's a spot for you.
According to Niels Thompson and Wainwright Properties, there are still plenty of houses left for the 2015-2016 school year. For the Butler Beat, I'm Kaylee Ricks.
Butler students are warming hands and hearts through service by stitching. The Knitting Circle meets weekly at the Center for Faith and Vocation to knit and crochet, but it's not all socializing. Afterwards, St. John's Catholic Church collects the group's creations to distribute to Indy's homeless.
Give them supplies, so different kinds of food, blankets, socks, hats and scarves,
So I took a big load down there.
It's just a really nice cause. I love that because before I was just knitting.
The group meets Thursday afternoons from 4 to 5:15 p.m. in the CFV. All students are welcome to join. No knitting experience is necessary.
That's it for this week's episode of the Butler Beat. I'm Morgan Legal.
And I'm Emma Edick. Have a great week, Bulldogs.